Hi everybody, welcome to Meditation Transmission Part 2. I'm gonna let a few people come in before we actually begin. So I'm gonna sit here in silence until we get a few people. Hello everybody, thank you for joining in. So while people start trickling in, I would like to discuss a little bit more about what exactly meditation involves. So I had a couple questions about how to meditate and what exactly you should expect if you're new to meditating. So one of the things I'd like to stress is with meditation, there isn't an exact goal. You shouldn't really have to accomplish anything. It's just about sitting and being in a state of silence. And really that's all there is to it. There's different ways to accomplish that, and some things work better for some other people. But the goal, no matter what, is just to sit in silence, allow your system to relax, allow your mind to relax, and let everything just kind of settle. If there's any questions with regards to meditating, I could take a couple questions before we begin while people start trickling in. But I also just want to stress that with meditation, it's super important that you're in a comfortable situation. So you want to make sure that you're seated in such a way that's very comfortable. Some people like to sit on cushions, some people like to be on chairs, some people like to sit on the floor in lotus pose. You know, do whatever works for you. I personally prefer to sit on the floor if I can, and I sit cross-legged because that's what I'm used to through my yoga training. But again, just do what you need to do in order to be in a comfortable position so that once your body is comfortable and relaxed, then you can drop in. The other thing I want to mention about meditation is that you're going to come in and out of it. There's going to be points in the meditation where you're going to find yourself completely being carried away by your thoughts, by the sounds that are around you. Maybe your dog starts to bark, or the neighbor starts their car, or something like that. So you're going to always have distractions. And I have a few people that tell me like, oh, I suffer from ADHD or ADD and I can't meditate. And the truth is, it's really difficult no matter what, because there's always going to be a distraction. Unless you're in the middle of a cave in the middle of nowhere, you're going to have noise. And that's just part of modern day living. So you just have to adapt. And another thing I want to point out is that if thoughts, if sounds, if stuff starts coming up, just bring yourself back to the sound of your breath. That's one technique that I've learned that is very simple. So just listening into the sound of the breath. If you get swayed away by thoughts, by images, by sounds. Just to bring yourself back to the sound of the breath. And before we begin, I'm going to give us about a 2-minute period of relaxing. So we're going to do a very, very gentle breath exercise to drop into our bodies and to kind of relax our system so that we can prepare for the meditation. The meditation itself is going to be timed for 20 minutes. And then at the very end of the 20 minutes, I'm going to give another 2 minutes to kind of get yourself out of it, back into the body, so that you can carry on about your day. Before we go, are there any questions from anybody? Hello, everybody. Some people I don't know, some people I do. Okay, no questions. All right, so then let's go ahead and begin. So before we get into the actual meditation part of it, again, it's important to make sure that you're in a seated position that's comfortable for you. I'm on the floor with a cushion underneath me, but do whatever you need to do in order to have a nice, tall, long spine. Another thing is, sometimes throughout the course of the meditation, you'll notice your head starts to lift up or it goes too far down. You kind of want to find that halfway point where your chin is parallel to the floor, and so that your spine is nice and tall. Hi, everybody. So yes, spine is nice and long, reaching through the crown of the head. Okay, so You're going to also notice that throughout you're going to start to shift. That's okay. Again, bring yourself back to center so that your spine is nice and tall. And I'll make gentle reminders here and there throughout the meditation in case, you go too far away. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to get my timer sorted here. All right, so hi everybody. While I get this sorted, are there any questions? Nope. Okay. Hi everyone. Okay. We got the perfect ringtone. I think we're ready to begin. All right, everybody. Welcome to Meditation Transmissions. I'm Rose. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday at noon. It's an offering that I am providing during this chaotic time in order to create connection between all of us and also for you to find a way to be able to relax, center, and come back to yourself, because we can easily be carried away with the chaos in the world right now. And this is how we can be of service to other people and how we can be of service to the overall healing of this planet. It always starts with number one. All right, everybody. Find a nice, comfortable seated position. And before I get comfortable, I like to kind of wiggle around. Sometimes I lift up like one butt cheek and then the other butt cheek so that I can find like that bony part of my bum. Hey there. And once you find the bony part of your bum, it's easier to ground, okay? Because you can actually feel the floor or you can feel your seat. And then once you've found that, just make sure that your spine is nice and tall. And we're reaching up through the crown of the head, anchoring all the way down through your tailbone towards the center of the earth. So creating a nice long line. And again, as I mentioned earlier, please make sure that your chin is parallel to the floor, not lifting up too high, not down low, just somewhere nice and comfortable in between. All right. And so some people like to put their hands on their thighs. You could either do it palms up or palms down. If you have your hands palms up, you're looking to receive healing, receive information, love, whatever the case is. Some people like to keep their hands palm down because they're good. They don't need anything. They just want to stay grounded, keep their bodies themselves grounded. So whichever works for you today. All right, so spine is nice and tall. Chin is parallel to the floor. Just take a moment to notice the shoulders. Let's lift them up too high and then drop them down too low. And then maybe do that a couple times till you find that comfortable in between. Allowing the shoulders to just relax. Now let's take a moment to just observe our environment. So acknowledge the sounds around you. And in your mind's eye, map out your room or wherever you're seated. Casually cataloging where everything is and where you're seated in the room so you know your place. Once you feel comfortably situated in the mind's eye, bring your focus to your body and just do a quick scan of the body and notice if there's any places that are holding tension, tightness. And if you happen to come across one of these places, send your next breath there, meaning focus your attention on that space. And with each breath, relax a little bit deeper. And then go ahead and do another scan of the body, making sure there's no holding anywhere else. Bring your focus to the face. Allow your ears to soften, the eyes to relax in their sockets. Relax the lips, the need to grip the teeth. Again, if you hear any sounds, bring your focus back to yourself, softening and relaxing the face. Notice if you have any holding in your throat, in your collarbones. Once the body is softened, bring your attention to the breath. Just observe your breath without the need to change it in any way. Observing its rise and fall, maybe how long the inhale is, how long the exhale is. Noticing if you're breathing through the nose or through the mouth. And again, no judgments, no need to change anything, just observing. Now let's bring our focus back to the breath. This time let our next few inhales and exhales be a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit longer. And typically I breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth in the initial phase when I'm just trying to relax. So let's take a couple counts, inhaling deep into the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Some people like to make an audible sound. It helps them. So inhaling, exhaling out through the mouth. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling. And now begin to relax the need to control the breath again. Allowing yourself to sit in silence. Again, if there's sounds around you, bring your attention back to the sound of the breath. Relaxing the jaw, releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Allow yourself to be cradled by the floor or your seat, fully supported. Begin to relax the need to do anything at all. Noticing the inhale and the exhale, the rise and the fall. Maybe take a moment here to notice if the breath is any different from when you first sat down. Perhaps a little bit longer, maybe a little bit deeper. Using your mind's eye, notice your body. Noticing how it feels now compared to when you first sat down. Notice the state of the mind. And bring your awareness back to the room using the mind's eye. Once again, placing yourself in the space, remembering the four corners of the room, maybe where other things are situated in relation to where you're seated, bringing yourself back to your body and earth. And then once you're ready, bring your palms together and begin rubbing, getting faster and faster, creating some heat. Once you've generated enough heat, place the palms over the eyes. Feel the heat from the hands penetrating deep behind the eye sockets. And slowly open the eyes in your hands. And gently let your hands melt away from the face. Thank you everybody for joining in for the second edition of Meditation Transmission. If anybody has any questions regarding the meditation practice, you're welcome to comment it. I'll take a couple moments to just sit here while you guys are coming back down to earth. So one of the things I want to point out after the meditation, that moment afterwards, where everything just kind of feels okay. So it's really important to observe that couple minutes after you come out to really kind of integrate the meditation itself, like feeling it on a cellular level. Thank you for everybody that's joining in. We've already done our meditation. We started around 12, so I apologize if you've come in late. I will upload this session into my stories and I'll add it to my IG channel. So it'll be on the feed shortly, and you're welcome to access it at any point if you want to try meditating with us at a different time. You can do that remotely from wherever, whenever. But I will be doing this every Tuesday until I have a regular job to go back to. So I'll be offering this to you every Tuesday at noon. And it's a great way to connect with people from a distance, but in the ether. So thank you again to everybody who participated. I really appreciate you taking time out to try this experiment. We're all doing this together. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions about meditation, oh, we got somebody. Hi, Ben. What do you think of meditation apps like Headspace for beginners? I think Headspace is great. I don't know if there's a free version or you have to pay for it, but it's a great app to that has multiple kinds of meditations. And sometimes when beginners first drop into different types of meditations, they can get confused. So what I would say is maybe choose one and give it at least a week, at least a couple tries before you decide that that's not the kind of meditation you like. If you guys like, I could maybe experiment with other techniques. The one that we're doing here is a really basic, modeled after transcendental meditation and other forms of meditation that just require you sitting and dropping into the breath. I don't provide a mantra for you, so that's where it's different from transcendental meditation. And mantra meditation is something we can play with, maybe at a different time. But basically what we're doing is just sitting and breathing, and it's very lightly guided, so you're not, it's really up to you as the meditator to be in control of your own experience. But yeah, apps are great. They're a great way to get into the routine, and I think that's the important part, is allowing yourself to be able to have some sort of schedule. Ideally, depending on the type of meditation, ideally you want to do it in the morning, and then again maybe before you eat dinner or sometime before it gets too dark, to kind of relax from the rest of your day. And there's different philosophies about exactly what time and whether or not you should do it on an empty stomach and coffee and all that stuff. You're welcome, Ben. But yeah, honestly, the goal is to really just to begin meditating. It doesn't matter how long. Some people start out doing it for 2 minutes. Some people start out doing it for 3 hours. It just, it doesn't matter really, as long as you do it. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But I want to stress that with meditation and practices like yoga and stuff like that, you're always going to be a beginner, because every single time you sit down, there's going to be a new distraction or something that comes up into your head. You're like, why did that memory from like 10 years ago come into my mind right now? Why am I thinking about that? So it's just important to know that that happens, and it happens to all of us. And you just don't want to attach to it. You don't want to attach to those thoughts and try to give it any meaning. There might be some meaning, but generally speaking, it doesn't really matter. They're just thoughts. They come up, they evaporate, and they come in as quickly as they leave. So that's what I have to say about that. Are there any other questions about meditating or me or what we're doing here? I don't know, what are we doing here? Well, I think I'm going to close this now. I appreciate everybody dropping in. Again, if you came in late, I will be uploading this onto... You're welcome, David. Love you. I will be uploading this onto my IG stories as well as my IGTV. What kind of question is that, honey? This isn't that kind of party. I will be uploading this to my IG stories, so you can join in at another time if you want to experience the full meditation. And I'll also put it into my IG TV channel, I guess that's what it's called, so you can access it at any time if you want to do it again tomorrow. But I'll be back here on Tuesday at 12 to yes, you can ask questions about me with regards to the meditation, not necessarily my personal life. This isn't that kind of forum. Anyhow, thank you again all for joining in, and leave comments for me. Let me know if there's anything else, questions regarding meditation, regarding yoga, any of that stuff. I have a lot of experience in all of it. And yeah, I'll see you guys same bat time, same bat channel next Tuesday at noon. Bye.